lo sabecito. What? Fist up today. Fist up today. Oh, fins up, baby. Miami, stand up. This is Fins Talk today. Let's go. Sun up over there. Game day on the brain. From the tailgate smoke to the hard count rain. Orange aqua on my back. Crowd shaking every seat. We talking ball, talking heat. Turn it up, feel that big Fins Talk today. Fins Talk today. Fins up all day from the 305. We ride that way. Boy, Fins Talk. Fins Sammy on the way. Miami, vamos. It's Fins Talk today. Hey, hey, hey. It's Fins Talk today. Who you reppin'? Who you riding? Miami. Who you riding? Dolphins. We break it down, break it live. Every snap, every drive. Hey, Fins Talk today. Fins up all day from the 305. We ride that way. Fins Talk. Fins Sammy on the way. Miami, vamos, vamos. It's Fins Talk today. Hey, hey, hey. Fins Talk today.
Oh, what's up, Miami? Good evening, Dolphin fans, and welcome to a Tuesday night edition of Fins Talk today on Fins Talk Sports Network, powered by FTSN and Fins TV, sponsored by Caneswear. We got a special breaking news edition tonight. Sammy, we're gonna be on twice this week, so we got plenty. We got a cool topic here to talk about, but then we'll be on Thursday night, possibly with a special guest. So we're excited. But we wanted to get on tonight, and we're going a little early because our schedule's kind of cleared up a little early. It's like, why don't we just start early? What are we waiting around for?
We gotta wait.
We gotta talk about this, and we've kind of been discussing this breaking news for a while on the network, for a while on our channel and on our show, because this is a guy who's been labeled one of the 4 pillars, building blocks for Jon-Eric Sullivan. Jordyn Brooks today extended with the Miami Dolphins for a 3-year deal. Let me make sure I get this right. 3 years, $51.3 million extension. All pro linebacker. We've discussed this over and over again. Was this going to happen throughout the draft weekend? Will he be traded to the Cowboys? Will he be traded there? Again, they said the same thing about Devon Achane, but you and I kept referencing back to what Jon-Eric Sullivan had said when he got on board on MiamiDolphins.com. He said to Travis, he said, the 4 pillars, the 4 building blocks to this organization that we're going to build the foundation of our team: Devon Achane, Aaron Brewer, Patrick Paul, Jordyn Brooks. 3 of these guys now have been extended. One obviously is not, because Patrick Paul is on the rookie deal, but soon to be, I'm sure. But Jordyn Brooks, 3 years, $51.3 million, $35 million of that guaranteed. Sammy, this is a guy that you have proclaimed he is the best linebacker for the Miami Dolphins since Zach Thomas. This goes down. What is your reaction, my man?
I think they proved me right, because that extension, put him right at the top of the linebacker spade in the NFL. So, yeah, I teased during the afternoon. Today's a great day for being a Miami Dolphins fan, because these guys basically, again, set out to do something and they deliver. I'm gonna go back to say I call it by name this time. Omar Kelly basically said so many times that he felt like guys like Achane and Jordyn Brooks, etc., and Brewer were not gonna resign with the Dolphins because right now they're a team that is in transition and a losing team that is basically tanking or whatever. And he didn't, Achane resigned. Brooks, I had my reservations just because of the fact that basically when they drafted Rodriguez, I had my doubts. But like I said before, like you said, I said, this is the best for me. This is the best linebacker since Zach Thomas. A leader, a player, a dog. Because the guy is a dog. Because so many times you question, the toughness of this team. in cold weather when the time was. But this guy comes to play every single time, every single play. The guy is a leader. That's the guy. If we could have 11 Jordyn Brooks mindset on defense, we have the best defense. That's the kind of player he is. So, I'm excited. I'm really happy. It tells a lot of where this franchise is going. And still a lot with the commitment for this franchise. If you think this team is tanking, the team is not tanking. The team just don't have the resources right now. Like I said the other day, 3.6% of the cap is the only thing they have available to play with. So, they're cap struck. But, this team is going to play hard. This franchise is on the right direction. I'm really happy about the move they made today, re-signing Jordyn Brooks.
You hit the nail on the head. First off, shout out to Miami Sports 72. What is up, my friend? Appreciate you. 305 Sports. Will Patron. Appreciate you, my baby. Man.
Padron.
Liam, in case he's with him. Hello. Good. Liam, a friend of the viewer of the wrestling and No Holds Barred Wrestling podcast. So in case he's watching, hello. But, of course, to Will, excited to have you on there. Let me just say, you kind of hit all the nails on the head, right? I mean, people saying, why would Devon Achane want to resign with the Miami Dolphins? Why would Jordyn Brooks want to resign with the Miami Dolphins? These guys they're rebuilding. They suck. Blah, 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 blah. It's bigger than that. That's what this screams to me. Does Jordyn Brooks and Devon Achane believe that Miami is going to make noise next year? I don't think they're going into the tank. I don't think not one person in that building, at least on the football operation side and down, have any intention to fold for the season next year. They're not looking at top 10 picks. They might expect it. They may go, hey, we're going to play hard. We're going to play to win. We're going to make sure we get the right type of people in this football program, and we're going to go out and do it. But realistically, when you look at the roster, hey, you know what? Might not be a great year. But what this extension says is not that Miami thinks maybe that they're going to be balling out next year and having a great year and everything else. They're going to play like it. I truly believe this team's going to play to win. They're not going to play to lose. Those hoping for Miami to tank on purpose, it's not going to happen. But what this extension means to me, like the Devon Achane and the Aaron Brewer, 3 veteran guys, though especially, Jordyn Brooks, Aaron Brewer, Devon Achane, an up-and-coming one of the top 10 talents in running back in the NFL. Those 3 guys alone could be able to go get bigger contracts and better teams elsewhere. They could either get me traded or no, I'll play out my contract and I'm getting the hell out of here. They could have said that. What they're showing by signing these extensions is that they believe in the process of what Miami is doing. They may not win today, but they love what they're going to see tomorrow from this organization. That's what this extension means to me. That's what Jordyn Brooks is saying by signing this deal, because he could play for a better team on paper. He could go sign a bigger deal somewhere else, but he signs, what is it per year, Sammy? I don't have it in front of me.
Well, it depends basically, because, one thing is if you divide it by year, but it can be backloaded. Usually for teams that the first year,
yes, yeah,
the cap is much less. So it's too early to know what the cap ramifications are right now this year, how much cap play we have. We gotta have wait and see the details on the contract, because usually they backload those deals. And of course, the first year you get the bonus, and the bonus doesn't count against the cap. So that's basically you borrowing against yourself. So it's too early for us to know what the impact is going to be year one, or basically how it's going to trust the deal. But, it's going to be one of the 7-8 linebackers playing in the NFL. Right now, he deserves it. The guy is going to be in the top 100
Well, think about that. Like this, again, this is one of the top linebackers in the NFL. 2 seasons. Over the past 2 years, he's recorded more tackles than any other NFL player. Last season, led the NFL in combined tackles at 183, solo at 99, and was named first team All-Pro for the first time in his career. This is a guy who doesn't have to accept the deal. Again, he could have demanded a trade at the draft. He could have gone somewhere else. He could have gone to Dallas. He could have gone anywhere. He could have demanded a bigger deal from Miami, because that deal is pretty player friendly. Hog Dog right here says, what a great extension. I love it. It is. For someone like that, a top 5 linebacker in the NFL, to sign with this team, for a team that's not, there's no expectations going into next season, Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Like this guy, he could say, I'm trying to win. I'm not going to win here. But what he's saying is, no, I could win here. I believe in Jon-Eric Sullivan's vision. I believe in what I've seen from Coach Hafley so far. After doing nothing, that he has the full confidence go, I'm going to sign this deal. Because I believe in what I can do here and what I believe what this organization is going to be next year or a couple of years down the line. He signed a 3-year deal.
Yes.
That's the window right now. Devon
That's
Achen did the
perfect.
same thing. Achen did it, we heard it a lot from a lot of our, a lot of people in the part of the family of the channel and our friends of the network. Why would Achen want to resign? He's one of the great players. He could go somewhere and win. Why would he want to be a part of this disaster? Blah, blah, blah. All this noise we heard. But he signed. Aaron Brewer did it too. Aaron Brewer could have easily got out of here too. But they all extended their deals. Not because they're money hungry. These aren't some big time contracts. These aren't record breakers. No. They did it because they believe in the vision of this team. And Jon-Eric Sullivan so far has stuck to his word. He said, these guys are the building blocks. These guys are the pillars. And guess what? He's locked 3 of those guys down. One's on a rookie deal. I mean, this is, what is he now? He's 6th highest paid inside linebacker in NFL in terms of contract value and annual value. And he absolutely deserves it. Rill says he was the physical side of the McDaniels defense.
Keep in mind,
he was the leader.
He was playing with a lot of young defensive tackles. A lot of that defensive line had a lot of holes during the first part of the defense. So the guy was working overtime. Because basically, he got it set up and he had the guy right there for the tackle because, the holes were opening. These were playing, I don't know, average 6 yards per carry or something like that. Something crazy because that defensive line at the start of the season was so bad. So absolutely bad. And the guy had to play overtime basically to try to patch hold the debacle that was the defensive line. So he did all things considered, he did an even better job because the fact is that that defensive line for the first part of the year last season was horrendous.
No, it was. And then what this says, this opportunity for Jordyn Brooks, what this does for a player like that who's coming into this league, who obviously played at Jacob Rodriguez, I'm talking about. Jacob Rodriguez, what it means for him to come into this league, to be under the wing of Jordyn Brooks, who played at his alma mater, how excited Jordyn Brooks was when they took Caleb Douglas and Jacob Rodriguez, but especially Jacob Rodriguez. This is great. We drafted Jacob. Let's go ahead and trade Jordyn. That'd be terrible for Jacob Rodriguez. But now he gets to not only partner, but learn from someone like Jordyn Brooks, who when this team, most of the players on this team and the coaching staff were laying it in. We're just gonna fold. Let's get past this season. Let's get to next season. Let's get to the off season because I have some ideas of how I'm gonna fix this. Like, they were done. You can't say that about Jordyn Brooks. Game in and game out, he busted his ass. He called out his team. You're soft. This team is soft or soft. I mean, he called his guys out. That's a leader. He didn't care about repercussions. He didn't care about what anybody thought. He didn't care what the coach thought. He didn't care about anybody. He said, we're soft. And they were. It wasn't the fans saying it. The leader of the defense said it. And guess what? He has shown game in and game out and during the offseason that he should be here. And this tells you right now that Jon-Eric Sullivan says, this is the guy we want leading our defense. This is the guy that we want our young guys modeling their game after. Because, there's no expectations coming for this year. This is not a move for this year. Does that mean they're not going to win? I don't know. I have no expectations. None of us do. We shouldn't. But this is for setting the culture and the tone of the organization for years to come. This was the right move. This is a great move. And I'm so excited to see Jordyn Brooks and Jacob Rodriguez and Terrell Dotson and that defense with those linebackers. Like, I'm super excited. I cannot wait to see Rodriguez and Jordyn Brooks tear it up next season.
I'm on record saying that the expectation is that this defense is going to be very, very, very bad. I'm on record saying, going out of the limbs saying the defense is going to end up by the end of the year being better than the offense. just because of the fact that I expect Jeff Havley to have these pieces play hard. They're fast, young, so they're going to be hungry. So a lot of teams, a lot of great quarterbacks. That's the thing that might scare us all because when you look at the schedule, you see the quarterbacks that are coming to Hard Rock Stadium are the ones that they're facing on the road. The top quarterbacks in the league: Jordan Love, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Stafford. So many others. It's going to be a rough year for the defense. But when you have that kind of a player, that I expect the defense by the end of the year to be better than when they started, the season. That's all you can hope for them to keep better. And we'll play by Jordyn Brooks again, like you said, who's a leader, who's hungry, who leads by example. I'm fairly confident that by the end of the year they're gonna be, no matter how bad they have started the year, they're gonna be better by the end of the year.
They're going to be better, but again, even when you look at the, again, what we've said about this team, what I've said about this team, when we said, like, Adrian, Rainy Day Podcast, panelist on Finn's TV, no expectations, zero expectations. We've all kind of adapted that to our repertoire and, what we're thinking about Miami next year. But I'll tell you what I do expect from this team, and this is something we've all hammered home: progress, progression, growth. If you suck in week one, like you messed up, Malik Willis throws 2 picks, how does he respond in week 2? Or how does he respond on the next play? Devon Achane struggles in week 2. How does he respond in week 3? Jordyn Brooks, does he live up to his deal? He has so far. I mean, he has before. Can he live up to this new deal? Jacob Rodriguez. I mean, my goodness, the fans are behind him. Can he live up to it? It's not, again, it's just growth. You don't have to be perfect. We're not expecting perfect. There should be no expectation. There should be no one on this, no one in the fans, nobody on the show, nobody in the viewership who should be, Dolphins suck, fire Halfley, fire them all. Oh, they should be winning. Bull crap. Don't do that. What you should do, though, is, hey, damn, dude, like, so-and-so player, he struggled last year, and he's continuing to struggle, man. He gave up this many plays. He's not showing progression week to week. He ain't growing. He's just continuing to make mental mistakes. We need to move on from that guy. That's what it should be next year. Malik Willis, hey, I know you don't have Tyreek. I know you don't have Jalen Waddle. I get it. Not that those guys were really worth much last year, but still, we don't have those guys. Chris Bell is going to be out for at least 4 weeks, I believe, or 4 to 6 weeks, which was expected, right? But again, we're not looking for you to be perfect. We're not expecting crazy numbers, but what we're expecting is smart play. What we're expecting is to see is that when the game is on the line, you could step up and make out. What is Ollie Gordon going to do? That's what I'm talking about. So that's what next season should be about. But this move here shouldn't really looked about as for our next season move. This is, again, yes, when your team is ready, you got yourself a stout linebacker to pair up with Jacob Rodriguez, but also a top 5 linebacker. Yeah, that's what people keep going off. This is a top 5 linebacker. If he was to get traded to Dallas fans, if he would have got traded, Dallas fans would be ecstatic. They'd be, oh my gosh, we got a top 5 linebacker. Dolphin fans realize what you got. Super Bowl. Think about it. We got a top 10 running back, top 8, top 5, depending on who you ask. Top 10 running back. We got a top 2, top 3, 5 center who extended. And then you got the top 5 linebacker who led the league in tackles, who extended to stay in Miami. For a supposedly terrible team, oh my God, same old Dolphins. It's not the same old Dolphins. It's a new era. And this shows it right here. I love that Miami's done this. And let me tell you, Jon-Eric Sullivan, so far, has kept his word about his guys, the guys that he likes. I saw the last episode, somebody threw out there about, oh, what if Patrick Paul continues to do good? Could he be like Laramie Tunsil? Trade him for a bunch of picks. Hey, this is not ours, unless you're younger than me. This is not our regular Miami Dolphins. This isn't Chris Grier anymore. If Patrick Paul balls out like he continues to grow, get better, who was announced as one of the pillars, he ain't go nowhere. Devon Achane didn't go nowhere. He could have got a lot of buttload of picks for Devon Achane and Jordyn Brooks, and could have got something for Aaron Brewer. He kept them And he said, and he's going to keep Patrick Paul. Unless Patrick Paul flames out or does not connect with the coach and the organization, which can't be said because the guy is a great guy, great character guy. I've met him. My son loves him. Great dude. Great representation of the Miami Dolphins on and off the field. He ain't going nowhere. He's going to extend when it's time, and those will be the 4 blocks because Jon-Eric Sullivan has already named that those guys are building blocks.
And you think about it, that's what I think. We talk about the message on the field. The message outside the field is as big as the message inside the field, because last week, like you said, we were talking about Patrick Paul, who's next? That's gonna be that laundry mentality in one side out the other. The fact that they resigned Jordyn Brooks says a lot about what the mentality. They're gonna keep the players at the right time when they're due, because they could have waited to see what happens next year. What happened when you had with Chris Greer, Robert Hunt blew up the market, Christian Wilkins blew up the market, and so many others that went out the door because of the fact that we kept bringing players from other teams, but our grown talent, our young players were going out. And right now, basically, that's why we have a depleted team of talent, because so many players left in their prime when we brought up veteran players who basically end up washed up and we're not counting them all. Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, etc., etc. So the fact that they reside Jordyn Brooks says the message that if you do your job here, if you're a leader here, and you earn your money, you're gonna get paid. And that's what we got hopeful. I think it's a great message. They did it with Brewer, they did it with A-Chain, and now they do it with Jordyn Brooks. So, if you're a Miami Dolphins player, with so many players this year are basically playing for that. They have a lot. How many players they have on the 1-year contracts? I don't know, maybe 40? 40 players on proven deals. You got to go out there and prove it. If you prove it, if Tolbert has an awesome season, he's going to get resigned by this team next year. If he proves it against the player, to Atwell, all those players that basically have proven deals this year, they should be saying, wow, he got paid. I want mine. So, it says the right message for this team that, if you do your job, you play hard, you're a leader, and, you perform well, this franchise is going to take care of you. And they do it with Brewer, they do it with Agent, and now they do it with Jordyn Brooks.
I love that point, and it's so true. I mean, this move not only, it shows to the fans like, hey, we're going to keep guys that are worth keeping, and look at the guys that they've kept and listen to, and Malik Willis falls under this category as well, about a pillar, and because, they decided this was going to be their guy. But what it says to the rest of the organization, what it says to players on the team, and what it says to players outside of Miami. I mean, look what happened with Christian Wilkins and other guys that were in Miami and they probably earned themselves a deal, but didn't get paid, got moved, or didn't even got seen a deal. This says like, hey, you do it the right way. You're not just a great talent, but you do it the right way. You come to work, you bust your ass on and off the field, you lead by example. You're a great character guy. Like think about that. Devon Agent, Aaron Burr, Jordyn Brooks, Patrick Paul, but especially the 3 veterans. Great character guys, leaders. No matter how crappy the team was, when everybody else, a lot of other players were phoning it in. Van Ginkel, and their great name. Way to piss me off. Yes.
Twice. Van Ginkel twice.
Yes.
Because, basically, fine, you had to, you
but
bring
think
it
about
back.
that. Don't tell me Jon-Eric Sullivan wouldn't have extended this guy. Because that's the type of guys you want on this team. No matter what everyone else is doing. When oh my God, we're down 17-0 and we're 2-8, whatever. I'm just going to play like ass or just get off the field. Not these guys. They're going to bust their ass every game. Those are the guys. That's what you want the rest of your roster to model themselves after. Trust me. This is a message, a good message, but also a message to players like Chop Robinson, Sealer, defense guy, whatever, to everybody. Hey, these are the guys we want on our squad. If you're not going to do it, we'll cut you like Tyreek. We'll trade you like Jalen. We've moved guys. Minka Fitzpatrick gone. Not saying that the bad character, not just saying they're not afraid to move you with money on your books. But if you're a good character guy, you're a good leader, you live and play the right way, you're getting said, we want you here. So unless it's too hard, then we don't want you. Get the hell out of here. Because this is not yesterday's Dolphins. This is different. Go ahead.
And ahead again, so much talk about the culture. The culture. What was the culture of the Dolphins? I don't want to go to culture. You have to build the culture up by winning. I do believe that the first thing you have to do to develop a culture that the fans and players believe that is winning. Absolutely. But
Yes.
right now, what did the Dolphins do with Jon-Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley? They got rid of a lot of people with huge characters. Two ended up having a huge character, and Tyreek Hill. You know what happened? Bradley Chubb is another thing, but they find a way, to basically say we're gonna bring it to the studs, and we're gonna bring us our own guys. We're gonna have the right mentality over here. We're gonna have the right mentality for players, the right lead by example, tough players, smart players, and they're trying to build something here. They're trying to build the right mentality, the right foundation, the right culture. I'm not a huge fan again of the word culture, but I do believe that you have to create an environment that basically breeds success. I heard something that Vicky Harrison with the Heat, from the guy who works in the parking spot, in the parking lots, with the guy who basically washes the clothes, to the guy. Everybody in the organizations are basically one mindset. The mindset is like Pat Riley. The mindset is we are going to be top notch. We're going to be number one. We're going to be the best franchise in the whole NBA. And God bless Stephen Ross. The guy paid everything that he could. He bought the grass company. He developed one of the best training facilities in the world. He did refurbishments to Hard Rock Stadium. The best meals in the NFL. The Dolphins are number one in player satisfaction in the whole NFL. Think about that. The Dolphins are number one. When you take the polls, 2 consecutive years, the numbers are number one. That's outstanding. They're giving everything. They're giving everything. But you also need to be compensated with the right mentality of those guys are saying on the field as a professional, inside and outside the field, I'm gonna be a Miami Dolphin. I'm gonna bring back the pride of this organization. The pride of this organization have been gone for a while now. Since the day they once that this franchise has been on a dive. They cleaned house. They're basically again brought it to the studs. They're starting over. So when you have an opportunity like that, you have to do it with character. You have to do it you have to be tough mentally and physically. So they're doing everything right now. Everything right now. This franchise has not gone a refurbishment like this. I think since basically Jimmy Johnson came in, and he said when Jimmy Johnson came to the Dolphins, and I love Jimmy Johnson. When Jimmy Johnson coming to the Dolphins, he basically asked to take out the pictures of the past. Bill Parcells did that too. Bill Parcells did it more than anyone. He tried to live in the present. And we all love the 72 Dolphins. We all love the perfect season. We all love our own logo. But there comes a time that you have to live in the future and the present. The pride of this franchise cannot be every time you think about the franchise, think about the Marino years and the 1972 Dolphins. We have to build something different. We have to basically think about the future. It's awesome that we have that pride, but that pride brings us nowhere because this franchise has not been prideful for a while. So how you do bring that? By winning inside the football field and outside the football field. So hopefully with guys like Jordyn Brooks, and John and Brewer, et cetera, that mentality comes back and this franchise goes back to be one of the prideful franchise, one of the best franchises in the whole NFL.
I love it. There's not really much to add to that. I'll just say again, you look at the 4 guys that they've locked in right now. All similar type of deals in regards of years but also the type of characters and the way they work. Malik Willis, quarterback, 3 years, 67.5 of 22.5 million average, but 67.5 total contract. Devon Achane, 4 years, 68. Aaron Brewer, 3 years, 52.5. Jordyn Brooks, 3 years, 51.3. That's 17.1, which is this about almost the same as Aaron Brewer. But of course, we got to see the final deal anyway. But same kind of time frame and all same type of players. I mean, we talked about Malik Willis again. Not a lot of resume in regards of film, unless you're watching Liberty, but not a lot of time on the starting play. But again, Coach Hafley and Jon-Eric Sullivan got to see this guy behind the scenes. They got to see him work. They got to see him in the film room. They got to see him practice. They got to see that when his name was called, he came to play, and he said, I practiced like a starter. Again, film. They saw that and they go, you know what? We want this guy when we do get that job, wherever it may be, end up being Miami. That's the guy we're going to target. That's the guy we want to model our quarterback position after. So when we look at quarterbacks, we want someone who works like Malik Willis. Same for Devon Achane. Same for Aaron Burr. And now the same for Jordyn Brooks. Again, these are guys that not only are good, great players at tops of their position, minus Malik Willis, who has to earn that. I'm not going to say Malik Willis is top 5, top 10, anything. But these are guys that are hard workers that have come to play on and off the field. And these are guys that they're great and they're great to have on your roster, but these are guys who are models for the rest of the team. To the younger guys just coming in, to the guys that come in next year and the year after that, like, hey, you want to be a successful Miami Dolphin, or you want to stay here long term, you got to be like those guys. Model your game and everything else after them. Scotty, what's up, Scotty? Haven't seen you. Cousin Lou in the house. Hog dog. Let's see. We signed 3 good team contracts. How much of that was Sully? How much was that was Shore? Don't know. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you, those are 3 guys that Jon-Eric Sullivan said were building blocks. They were the pillars of the organization that he wanted to build this team on. So I'm going to give Sully the credit, and Shore's been here, and I mean, he's part of these past regimes, but hey, good numbers guy. However, they work it together. So shout out to the whole team, but I'm going to say Sully, because Sully was one who named these guys, and these are the guys that got deals, and they're all similar deals. They're really good deals. So,
and you talk about Malik Willis, and you're right on the money. The reports about Malik Willis, we don't know what's going to happen to him, but the reports are that he's practicing. He has his own coach in Florida, basically in South Florida. He's been practicing this offseason. His own trainer. No, he's doing the due diligence of trying to get better. It's not like he went to the offseason and said, well, I got paid, and it is what it is. He's throwing to those guys. So that's what you want. You want the commitment basically in the offseason for this guy to be committed. I expect this team, rookies reports tomorrow. I expect all the rookies to be in good condition. I expect the players next Tuesday when they report. Kenneth Grant better be in great condition. He's a first round pick. Mm-hmm. He's a player that basically we depend on. If the reports at the beginning he was out of shape, I did not believe the reports, but we're going to find out next week. Because if you have a coaching change and you're a first round pick and you come up to the training camp out of shape, winded, extra pounds, basically, bigger of the others are gonna munch on you, and you're gonna be your third string by the end of training camp. So you better step up. Because I don't think this is the Dolphins of Chris Greer, but Chris Greer know that their draft picks come first, and they're gonna play because of their draft picks, and they're not gonna get cut. Jon-Eric Sullivan and Jeff Harvey, if you're not the guy, they're gonna put you at the back of the line, and you might be out of here because they have no attachment to you. Jon-Eric Sullivan and Jeff Harvey did not draft a Grant, so if he doesn't perform, he's gonna get traded or cut. Maybe not this season, but the year after, they don't care. So you expect the rookies report tomorrow. This is a great message to the rookies that the franchise is committed. Whatever, I don't have a great faith on the record of these Dolphins. You know why? The schedule is brutal. Like I always say, 38.6% of the cap, basically 163 million compromise. I think probably more of the cap compromise. So it's a lot of money. Basically, you're playing handicap. That's the bottom line. A lot of one-year deal players. We lost so many players. You lost so many talent. So they're basically handicapped. But those players had to know that this franchise brought back their leader. They're committed. So they might get a play. They might get out talented because all this is gonna have more talent. Like I said, that schedule is brutal. Just brutal with teams. But I expect them to play hard. I expect it to be committed. These franchises will be players that they committed by bringing the Brooks back. So, and next week the veterans, again, we're gonna find out who's in shape and who's not. The media is gonna be there, basically, putting the heat on Hafley and Sullivan or what they're gonna do about those Chris Greer players. That's gonna happen. You can bet on that. So, it's key tomorrow. Rookie support next week. The veterans. I cannot wait. I'm excited. Again, it's not gonna be a great season, but I'm not gonna say trust the process, but try to enjoy the process as much as you can. Because hopefully by year 5 we're gonna be a playoff team with a chance of of getting to the playoffs and see what happens, and basically winning a playoff game after 26 years. We talk about AFC championships, we talk about Super Bowl championships. Let's start with winning a playoff game.
Yes.
Let's start with that. I would start
Yes.
with that.
Mhm.
Let's start with that.
100%.
Let's get a team that basically can make the playoffs consecutively of 2 years and win a playoff game. Once you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So
I want to say though too, I love that you brought up Kenneth Grant, and I'm going to say this too. First off, in regards of the weight, we'll hear what the coaches say. I'm going to trust the coaches as much as good as a lot of the guys who cover the Dolphins, the beat writers. We know them, right? There's some really good ones.
They're
But
really good.
I want to hear from the coaches. I will say though, again, met Patrick Paul. My son is right there hovering there, but my son he was very, very, very unbelievably gracious and respectful, and took he didn't have to. There was other players that walked off. Patrick Paul didn't. Patrick Paul stopped, talked, was so funny. He's a freaking tower. You're like, oh my gosh. But you could tell right away the type of guy that was, the type of young man he is, and the type of player he is on the field, and especially to be earned that spot of like, hey, you're one of these 4 pillars. Now, Kenneth Grant, I'll say the same thing. Kenneth Grant, Malik Washington, Taj Washington, all very nice guys. Malik Washington, I believe Kenneth Grant, from what I've seen, he's participated in the DCC. I expect him to participate next year. Unbelievable individual. Again, another guy, very gracious. Didn't have to stop. Was hungry. I mean, just I don't know how many miles they do on the bike. I don't know how many miles they do on the bike, but they do a lot. And I mean, he was chatting. He was whatever. My boy walked up to him. Mr. Kennedy, turned around, was unbelievable. There's a lot of guys that are like, hey, and they just kind of pretend and they walk on, whatever, life, whatever. Not that way. Great character kid. I believe, again, seeing Coach Hafley, listening to Jon-Eric Sullivan, and watching these 3 guys get extended, plus bringing in Malik Willis, the type of workers they are and the type of character guys they are on and off the field, tells you what they should be as players. And I truly believe Kenneth Grant could be one of those guys that by the end of next year, Sammy, we're saying he's living up to that expectation. Scotty says he got a chance to meet and talk to Malik Willis. I'd love to get his vibe, because I've heard nothing but great things about Malik Willis off the field.
Send it our way. Send it to him so we can.
Yeah, bring him on in. Come on, let's get him in. But Sammy, what were you saying, my man?
But I'm gonna try to translate a saying in Spanish basically to English. It's not gonna be perfect, but basically the saying is that the walls of hell are reading in good intentions. I don't have no doubt that he's a great guy, but I'm sure he's a great teddy bear, and and also human being, no question about that. But football is a violent sport and a competitive sport. I hope guys like that, the great character, the guys that basically are supportive of the fan base, I want to see succeed more than anyone.
Yes,
those are the guys I want to see succeed. Let's start with that. A guy that you basically can vouch for him, that the guy is a guy that's so that I want that guy to succeed, no question about it. But again, football is a violent sport, a competitive sport, and you have to have an edge. So hopefully again, I have no doubt that he's a great guy. I want him to succeed. Now that he says something like that, even more. But he hopefully the reports are wrong, and he puts the reports to shame, and the guy comes to camps in great shape, and you say, "Bob, what a lot of bull!" The guy came to play. That's what I want to hear by week 2. That the guy basically all the reports. I want to hear what Rose says to Homer. You were saying so much crap about Kenneth Grant. He's in great shape, and Homer's like, like he always does. That's what I want to hear. I want the guy to succeed. I want the guy to do good. And no more than ever that you say some stuff like that. That's the kind of player you have to root for.
I love this. Here you go. Scotty says, I was impressed with Malik Willis. That dude is crazy motivated. He has a ton of drive. He was very honest about the start of his career. He knew he wasn't ready, but believes he is now. I love that. And you know what? That's everything I've heard about him. He's a very honest about himself. Again, great character guy. I mean, plays like it. And I mean, again, and then took the opportunity when given the chance in Green Bay, stood up and showed out. Showed up and showed out enough for the league to take notice. His time in Green Bay really developed himself. He learned a ton and is ready to lead a team. Come on, man.
I gotta interrupt you.
Go ahead, do it.
We're on our way to 500. If you're on X, please go to to the Finstar Sports Network. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe on YouTube. Get over here. Go to YouTube, give Bobby a like on Finstar Sports Network because the algorithm is crap, baby. If you didn't know, guys, when you're a content creator like Bobby is, that's how you reward a content creator. You find a way, to give that like, to give that repost, and to share that video. So look at those graphics. When you get graphics like that with so much information, those things are beautiful. So get out of my X, get out of the RX. But you have to go hop into to the YouTube channel, subscribe. While you're there, if you're wandering around YouTube, jump back to and subscribe to Fins TV on YouTube. Do great. We appreciate you all on a Tuesday night before the rookies report. We're gonna reach 500 viewers on our platform. So Bobby's a humble guy, but I'm kind of a douche sometimes. I'm a good guy, but I can be a douche. So I'm gonna say it. So please give us a like, give Bobby a like, give us a subscribe, because that's how you reward the great effort. All the content creators on YouTube and on Great Fit Nation too.
Absolutely. I met Gary Cohen. What you talking about, Willis? There you go. When you said get out of my X, you can tell, like, hey, you said get out of my X, come over. I'm like, whoa, hey, what are you talking about? Hey, whoa, it's too early for all that talk. 5 Sports now. Will, you guys are awesome. Thank you, Will. Will's awesome too, guys. If you love King,
Will Padron, baby. Will Padron.
Look who's in there.
Oh,
look who it is. He's ready. They're ready. It's almost time.
Two things. I'm gonna start with Steve. Steve's better get ready because Fins TV is back next Tuesday. So we're gonna be hopping back next Tuesday. Of course, our spot Tuesday, Saturdays. Fins TV is back, and of course, and Will Padron. Will Padron is gonna be part of the Fins TV Pick and League this year. So Will's gonna be going for your ring. So you gotta be ready, buddy. You gotta be ready, baby.
You can try to come for it. You ain't gonna come for it. Steve can't grow. Steve's not allowed to grow a beard, so he can't come for it.
But you do that, rumor has it that Jason Sarney is growing a beard.
Really? Sarney's coming? He's growing a beard?
I have not seen Jason in a while.
Oh my! Really?
I haven't seen Jason in a while, but rumor has it he's growing a beard. So
interesting. Well, look at this right here.
Steve,
look, Will.
Are you growing a beard? For those of you who are watching, the joke, these are jokes that to win the Pick and League, you have had a beard, because Beard Fanatic won it with year 1, Bobby won a year 2, and you need to have a beard to win the Fins TV Pick and League. So the inside joke is that Jason said last year after the season that he gonna have to grow a beard to win the Pick and League, and Bobby, I think is how you say that he's lobbying to get a beard.
He didn't hear nothing until right now. What I was gonna say, to be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm not giving it up one yet. So I'm gonna be like that. I'm gonna be like this. I'm gonna put another one right here. It's probably gonna be too big, so I'm gonna have to put it like right here and just be like this. When I listen to people, like yeah, and pretend I care about people's opinion because I just know I'm the champ, and be like, my son's like, can I wear it? I'm like, no, because you can't fit. But I'm excited. Yeah, you guys got to check out Fins TV. Unbelievable crew, great content, great panel.
And the Pick and League this year is gonna be awesome. Alejandro Solanas from the UQAM is gonna be joining us this year. Alejandro Solanas is gonna be joining us this year. Dougley Durong also is gonna be joining us.
Nice. Yes. Okay.
It's gonna be. And there's so many others new guys who will be joining us. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun, a lot of fun.
It's gonna listen out. All fun aside. I love playing the part of a prick when it comes to the bad guy, the heel in the wrestling business. I got the ring, brother. Woo! But all all jokes aside, it's a fun contest to play amongst our peers, fellow Dolphin fans, and get to do a pick'em league. But again, the best part of it is just being a small part of Fins TV, guys. We got close to 500 people watching live right now. You guys have to go check out Fins TV if you haven't yet. After the show, of course, come on over from wherever you're at. I'm not going to say it every 10 minutes, hop on over, but come on over. You're watching anywhere else. Come on over to YouTube. Hit that subscription button to Fins Talk Sports Network. We don't just talk Dolphins. We talk college football. We're working on a great Saturday morning show. Just teaser alert. We got wrestling, Olds Bar Wrestling Podcast. We got a young fan, Liam. I was very happy about it. That made my day. Who watches the show and gave a good compliment. We got basketball. We got Heat Talk. We're watching for LeBron. It's great stuff. So make sure you subscribe there. But when you're done, do me a favor. Go to Fins TV YouTube channel and hit that subscription button. Because if you love the Miami Dolphins, if you love differing opinions and great debates and everything else, and unbelievable graphics and video packages and everything else, go check out Fins TV. Sammy and the crew kill it. And Bobby, you're more of a baby face. Let me tell you, brother, in wrestling, I'm a natural born heel. Okay. I'm a 14-time backyard wrestling champion. I will do whatever it takes to win. My son, when he goes, Dad, can we wrestle? You think I play nice? You think I go, okay, son, I'm going to let you do a move. I want to do the RKO, Daddy. You know what I do? Tombstone. I let him pretend it's going to be an RKO. Then I flip him and tombstone, and I hold his legs down. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm a 15-time champion. Woo! I'm not a baby face, brother. This is all heel.
No.
My son watching me from the side go, damn, Dad.
Oh, man. We almost reached 500, on all platforms. So thank you, everybody, for watching on a Tuesday night. And this Tuesday at 7 p.m. I'm gonna have what I've called a cinematic trailer for Fins TV. Basically, it's a way to kickstart the season. The whole season of Fins TV starts on September 8th. But I have a saying on Fins TV that at least we have each other. Why at least we have each other? Because this team has been disappointing us for the last 25 years. But I do believe that this is one of the best communities. This community has gone through rough times. A lot of division, a lot of tribalism. But I think this fan base finally turned the corner. A fan base that supports each other, who wants to see the Dolphins succeed. And that one of the reasons why I had the Pickle League is that I want to combine creators to basically to unite this community. For us to from the PCB community, we have grow so many crossovers of guys who learn about each other and know about each other from playing the Pickle League. Adrian has gone to other shows are going to trade and shows and so on and so on. So the trailer, or the cinematic trailer, what I call it, the FISTV cinematic trailer this Tuesday, basically that. So the expectations for these teams, are not the best. Omar said that he expected this team to win 10 games. That's debatable. But by the end of the whole cinematic trailer, the important thing is that at least we have each other. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. You're there, Steve is there. A lot of people, the Fin Station is going to be there represented in some way or another. So it should be fun. So this Thursday at 7 p.m. On X, the cinematic trailer will be there. Please give us a share. Give us a like. I want to spread the message that, this fan base, again, at least we have each other.
That's right. So 7 p.m., look out for Twitter, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Fins TV. On X for the cinematic trailer for the next season of Fins TV. And then, of course, at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to Fins Talk today. The flagship show will be on again, potentially with a special guest. I'm excited for that. But again, was it next Tuesday, the return of Fins TV.
We're back, baby.
Sharp, Rainey, Sarney, Sammy, the whole crew. And
be there, baby.
I think an appearance by the champ. I think the champ is supposed to be there, one episode at least.
Yeah, the champ is going to be for the season premiere September.
Oh, the season premiere. Okay, then okay. So there you go.
You're too big for a bonus episode. You're back for the season premiere, baby. Season premiere.
ago. Either way, I'll be watching. Make sure, Dolphin fans, again,
500, baby. 500. people
yes. Jordyn Brooks extended 3 years, $51.3 million with $35 million guaranteed. Now the 6th highest paid inside linebacker in the NFL.
Wow.
Devon Achane, Aaron Brewer, Jordyn Brooks, here to stay for your Miami Dolphins. There won't be no trades, not yet. But no, there won't be no trades. You never know. Maybe, but not going to be anytime soon. But again, Dolphins have extended their top 5 linebacker in the league. I'm Bobby Finstock. That's Finn Sammy. Like and subscribe, and most importantly, as always, Dolphin fans, Fins up. Peace. See you on Thursday night.